Green Team Media.
Can you tell me a little bit about your character?
Absolutely. Well, I play a few different characters, as you know, in this movie, but the one that I can tell you about is Danger Diamo, and he is the head of the OSS, and he is basically the boss of Jessica Alba, and he is basically getting her to go and catch the bad guy.
What was it like to play so many characters in one movie?
It was like a dream come true. It's what you want to do as an actor because you just want to be as creative as possible. So I'm very greedy, so I don't want to play one character. I like to play them all, to be honest with you. I think my next movie I'm going to play every single character, even if it's in my own mind. But no, to watch myself playing a few different characters in one scene and to see it work was kind of unbelievable. And here's the deal, if I can impress someone like you, and if you bought it, and your friends, then I'm onto something, right?
Yeah, my dad, after the movie, he was like, you know that he plays different people? I was like, I didn't notice that at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
good.
So,
See, that's good. So hopefully I'll be able to fool my nieces.
So, can you tell me a little bit about working with Robert Rodriguez?
I'd been a fan of his for a while. I actually auditioned for the first Spy Kids 10 years ago. Of course, I was very young back then. And you know, he's one of these guys who he can see you in something else, and he'll see one moment of something and then go, you know what? I think this guy can play these characters. Because I knew, because I grew up on the stage and I've been playing a bunch of different characters my whole life, but somehow Robert knew that I could play 5 different characters in a movie, and I love that. And he's kind of a genius in the way that he sees the whole world. Even though you're looking at a green screen, he knows what the whole world looks like. He's basically like a big kid. He's always in a state of play, and he's always like just allowing his imagination to run wild.
So, are you really excited to be in a movie with kids? Because my dad told me that you've been in a lot of other movies, and your nieces haven't been able to see these movies because you want to be able to tell them. So.
I've been in a lot of movies where I use a lot of bad language. Let's just say that, okay? So that my nieces, and I've done a television show called Entourage for about 8 years, they don't even know what that is. So, you know, when I buy them an American Girl doll, they don't even know that Uncle Jeremy has a job. So they're like, how can you pay for this? I'm like, I have a job, and they don't know what I do. So now they get to see what Uncle Jeremy does. He's an actor. So we'll see, they're either gonna, you know, it's gonna go one of 2 ways.
What was it like to stop time in the movies?
First of all, how cool is it this is the watch that I wore in the movie? It's cool, huh? It's an amazing device if you think about it, because here's a character that wants to go back in time to spend more time with his father, which we can all relate to. And my father passed away, so I can very much relate to that. So he has the ability to stop time, and that would be the worst thing you could take away from any of us, would be to stop time. So he's an incredible villain, and at the same time he's doing it for the right reason, so you can't fully hate him. So it's kind of like the best way to play a character. I can honestly say that I've never had more fun on a set. So, because all you want to do as an actor is create and try things and dare to look really stupid, right? Because if you're vain when you're acting, it's not going to work out well for you at all. So to be able to play like all these different characters that come from totally different places and put them all together in one movie, I mean, that's the dream. So it doesn't get any better than this.
This movie isn't an animated movie, and there's real kids, and there's a real mom, and, well, it's not a real dog, and there's a real bad guy. And how would you say kids are going to be more inspired about this movie?
Well, first of all, I know from hanging out with my nieces that the moment it's not funny, the moment you're not engaging, they're done. They've had enough of you. So, sitting there and watching it with a group of kids, the fact that we had them throughout the whole movie, that anything we asked them to do, they did. You know, you see ding, 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 number 3, and they're scratching and sniffing and they're still with it. I know we're on to something, because kids are the hardest critics of all. And so you gotta get them laughing and engaged, and then you can slip a message in. And the message is, respect your family, honor the time that you have with them, and that's kind of the best message in the world.